By the way, Robert Peels was not a very original nor an intelligent person. He just applied the traditional legal principles that everybody knows, at least the old Roman law scholars. In any deposit of a fungible good, no matter if it is oil, we call it in Spanish almazara. It is the deposit of an oil, almazara. It's an Arab word. Many of our words in Spain come from the Arabs. They were only in my country 800 years. Do not be surprised by that. Or if it is a deposit of wheat, in a wheat deposit, we call it silo in Spanish. I don't know how do you call it in Flemish or in English. It is a general principle of law that the man or the company receiving the deposit, what is called the depositary, gives you a certificate, that, for instance, a paper saying I deposited that amount of oil and so on, so that you can retire your deposit whenever you want. And it is a general principle of law that the depositary cannot take a part of what he or she receives to be used in he or she their own businesses, because if this is done, he commits a crime of misappropriation. That's a matter of fact. According to the Spanish penal code, it provides a 4-year prison term for you. But there is a small group of economic agents that obtain a privilege to act against this traditional principle of law, and those agents are bankers. What I try to do, in fact, is in my book, it's a very easy task. It's just to make what are the economic consequences of providing this privilege to this group of economic agents that we call banks to act against the general principles of law regarding the demand deposits of fungible goods. And of course, the most important fungible good is money. And the consequences is all the consequences we are suffering and we are very familiar with. And I repeat it again. It is unbelievable that in the 21st century, in the second decade, we are still using paper purely fiduciary public money, that the true voluntary private money, gold, has been expropriated to us, that there are legal tender laws, that there is a central planning agency called central banks that try to organize all the financial world from above as if it were the Gosplan of the Soviet Union. We have 100% pure socialism in the financial area, and everybody is very happy. I'm surprised why there are not huge manifestations like the ones we are seeing at the TV in Libya against Gaddafi. We have much more reason to make those protests than the people in the Arab world. It is unbelievable how stupid all of us are, accepting as something normal of the capitalist system the extremely abnormal situation. And I explained that the first symptom is I still have a lot of time, the financial crisis. And everybody understood what happened. Of course, in this situation, it was unavoidable that the central bank came to bail out the private banking system, to try to recreate the part that is needed in their balance sheets, in order to avoid the whole monetary financial system disappeared, what would be a tragedy. So everybody understands what happened. Central bankers bailing out private bankers. They were created for that. What is strange is that very few people realize that the true responsible for the whole mess were central bankers. As I explained to you before, central bankers were created as lenders of last resort and also to orchestrate, it's like the director of an orchestra, to orchestrate the path of credit expansion. For years, they've been accepting a huge credit expansion. They were the responsible institution of all our current sufferings. But now they are appealing to the society of the only institution that was able to save the whole system. It's like the fireman, no, it's like the man putting into a firehouse and then going back like a fireman to try to put a stop on it. And we are so stupid that everybody, when hear the story in the TV, thanks Ben Bernanke, thanks Jean-Claude Trichet. Now we can sleep quieter this night because you save us of all this mess created by the greedy behavior of stupid bankers. No, bankers are not stupid, nor greedy, believe it or not, nor bad people, believe it or not. They are more or less as you and me are. And if you or me do receive the message that there is money available at 0% rate of interest, not only that, at negative rate of interest, nobody will be surprised if in the margin loans are provided to stupid, I will not say that word, to unsustainable, very risky projects. Now bankers, central bankers, how are reacting? Oh, this is the fault because there was not enough regulation. We need Basel II, Basel III, 5, 6, 7, in order that to avoid that loans are given in a stupid way to risky projects. No matter how many regulations you enact, all of them will be a huge failure. They are only attacking the symptoms, but not the real causes of the problem. What would be the final decision at the end? We, the officials of the Central Bank of the Netherlands, will decide to whom we should give the loans. Do you think they will accept? This is the Ghost plan. All the economy entirely nationalized. They are not attacking the real problem. Nobody is telling what everybody knows, that the real problems has its roots in fractional reserve banking and in this error of Pills Bank Act.